Alrighty, well, it looks like she's having some technical difficulties, so I'll get started. Hello, and thank you for welcoming. My name is Alexandra Lopiano. I am actually an SCU alum. I went to SCU a few years ago. I graduated as a music major with an emphasis in vocal performance. I also had a minors in art history and anthropology. I also got my master's there in arts with teaching. So now I am the marketing associate at SCU Presents, and today we're here to give you a little bit of background on who we are and what we want to bring. The first thing we want to start with is a video. The video is something that we created both for orientation and open house, and it has a lot of our students involved. I am going to be playing it here, and don't you worry, we will be following up as well with more information. If you see my co-host pop on, her name is Armida Robles, and she is our patron services supervisor, and she will also be here to answer questions. So I'm gonna link that video for you in our group chat here. I've also linked a Google form that I highly recommend you fill out so that you can get more information from us about all of the arts on campus. So the first thing we're gonna do, sorry, that's Armina. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start our event. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to Santa Clara University. I'm Katya, and I just recently graduated this spring 2020 with a double major in English and Individual Studies with an emphasis on marketing as community development via arts. SCU Presents holds a large variety of shows spanning music, dance, and theater. There's always a little bit of something for everyone, whether you want to be in the shows or if you want to watch the shows.
As an intern for SCU Presents, I get to work with an amazing team of marketers, performers, and educators who help the arts thrive both on campus and in the community through marketing, programming, and much more.
Hi, my name is Alexis Standridge, and I am a rising senior at Santa Clara University. I am a double major with communications and theater arts with an emphasis on playwriting within my theater arts major. I am a transfer student. I transferred from my community college after 2 years, and I've participated in those performances through acting or getting involved with play productions, working behind the scenes with theater technology and theater development, as well as performing in the pieces themselves or doing playwriting, which is what I like to do.
Hi, my name is Dana Jocko, and I'm a senior here at Santa Clara studying music and entrepreneurship. Some of the ensembles I've participated in are the Chamber Singers, Concert Choir, World Music Ensemble, and Laptop Orchestra. And I'm very thankful to be part of the arts community at SCU.
I knew that I loved to dance, so I auditioned, and just by participating, I grew a ton as a dancer.
Hi, my name is Naima Rose, and I am a recent graduate of the class of 2020. I studied communication with a film emphasis during my time at Santa Clara. I'm here to tell you about how you can get involved with the arts on campus. And one of my favorite things was being able to work with fellow students to promote their shows. So we would table in Benson, and I really enjoyed being able to connect with other students. Really loved doing that, and able to collaborate with the talented students to just help bring their art to life and get people to see their show. There's a cast of 4 women. That play specifically was about social justice and kind of making a change in a world that may not want to accept it. And I think it was just so relevant to what's happening today. We all need the arts. They're just a great way of connecting people, bringing people together, showcasing new perspectives. And I'm so thankful for my involvement with the arts on campus at Santa Clara.
Beyond the office, we host events and help spearhead Arts for Social Justice, which calls people to act positively in the community through their love of the arts.
My experience with working with SCU Presents and the Arts for Social Justice at Santa Clara University has been super, super gratifying, and I couldn't be happier with it. The Circuit is a trilogy book series by author and professor at Santa Clara University, Francisca Jimenez. SCU Presents turned those books, 2 of those books, The Circuit and Breaking Through, into a children's plays that could tour to other schools in the area, as well as invite schools to come and visit Santa Clara University. And that work was amazingly gratifying because we were specifically trying to reach out to low-income schools and have students come to Santa Clara who this might be their first time visiting a college campus or have college be introduced as an option for them.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Sampson. I'm a junior at Santa Clara University studying economics with a minor in French and Francophone studies. I first joined SCU Presents the beginning of winter quarter my sophomore year, and I'm happy to say that what started out as just a search for a part-time job on campus turned out to be something that I loved doing every time I went to work.
My first involvement with the arts was through becoming a student marketing assistant for SCU Presents. I absolutely loved it. It was one of my greatest experiences in college, was my on-campus job, being so involved in the arts and the amazing team at SCU Presents.
I got to coordinate with the technicians, the client, and our ushers to make the show run as smoothly as possible. Similarly, I welcomed and answered any questions our guests had to make sure that they have the best possible experience while visiting our theaters.
Hi everyone, my name is Crystal Rodriguez and I'm from the class of 2019. I majored in political science with a pre-law emphasis and had a minor in international business. Being in all these roles taught me how much work goes both on stage and behind the scenes.
I loved that I had the opportunity to watch so many shows, both from SCU and our outside rentals.
But it also allowed me to connect with more students on campus and make so many new friends that I wouldn't have otherwise.
Working and studying in the arts departments has been the best decision I've made, and I'm incredibly proud to call this community my family.
I really encourage you to seek out either shows that fit your interest or try something new. Of course, you can always go and support your friends on stage. Us as performers, we love to have you in the audience cheering us on and experiencing our art with us. As incoming students, my advice to you is to pay attention to the arts on campus. They provide more value and entertainment than you realize when you first come on campus. And you don't really want to miss a show that you would have really enjoyed if only you had known about it. And it's not just attending the shows. There's opportunities to be part of shows, audition for shows, or even compare what's happening in the shows to what you're learning in the classroom. And as a little secret, there's a really good chance that you're going to take at least one class, even several classes, that will ask you to go watch a show for an assignment anyway. It's a great way to spend time with your friends.
You guys will flourish in your 4 years here, whether it being in a production or going and watching a production, or even applying and being part of our SCU Presents family. I can't wait to see what amazing things you guys do.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You're going to have an amazing 4 years as a Bronco, and we really hope that the arts will be a part of your campus experience.
There are also many different arts events that are held all over campus.
And just get involved and talk to people and try to get as involved as you can in those beginning steps, and the rest will just come easy.
So if you're looking to get involved or you're looking to support the arts, check out scupresents.org for all updates on shows,
Also, if you want to keep up to date, you can sign up for the SCU Presents emailing list. You'll receive a regular newsletter with upcoming events to all of the arts.
We have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. On those social media platforms, you can find behind-the-scenes takeovers. You can find all the information you need for upcoming shows. It's just a great way to be involved and stay up to date with everything with the arts.
I hope you come out and enjoy the arts and have a wonderful time at SCU. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Okay, so that's a video. We did link it in just in case you had some connectivity issues or sound issues. So I just want to reemphasize some of the things here. Introducing SCU Presents. So we're here to make sure that there's an enhancement of arts education, making arts an integral part of life, present creative, diverse, collaborative arts programming, make the arts available to campus and community, and develop arts partnerships and outreach programs. You saw a lot about it, so you're gonna hear just a little bit of a reinforcement here. Areas of focus are academics, arts for social justice, and the community. Especially our community is so important to us in arts for social justice. I'm sure as you guys are researching SCU and the open house, one of the things you're noticing is that Santa Clara is really big on social justice and the world and the community. So we are working really, really hard to make sure that you guys have that opportunity to also engage in it in the arts. And one of the other things that we do is we support academics. So I wanted to put this slide up here for you guys because we are not an academic representative here. We support all of the academics. So if you're interested in the departments of theater and dance, music, communication, film, art and art history, English and poetry, and more of what they're interested, these are the chairs and the contact information that you want for academics. So if you're interested in their classes, what they offer and how they offer things, what classes you can take, which by the way, there are a lot. I highly recommend it. In the Q&A today, you're welcome to ask me questions. I do have information from them that I can also use to support, but I highly recommend you also go directly to them. They are obviously the experts in how they do it. Like I said, SCU Presents, we support all of these by putting on their productions, putting on their final performances, putting on more and more things for them and getting that word out to everyone to make sure that they're all participating in the academics, especially you guys as future students. Arts for social justice is super important to us. It's part of our core at SCU here. We want to create a catalyst for change in our society and develop creative partnerships. And we address a lot of social issues like racism, homelessness, immigration and bullying, and more. We're really excited that we get to continue that journey even virtually, which I'm going to talk about at the end, because that's something that's important to us and bring that out, especially in our current climate. We have partnership programs. So this is an example here, and you saw more of them in the video. We went to Del Mar High School arts program and had participants identify social and economic issues in their own neighborhood and created canvas art. And that allowed people of all ages, both students and older adults in the community, to participate in this concept of how do they vision and how do they view their art. One thing that we're really spearheading ourselves is what we call our touring trilogy. So a professor on campus is Francisco Jimenez, and he wrote an amazing, beautiful story. And that beautiful story is about immigration and his own story as an immigrant, as well as his journey throughout. And we have taken his books, adapted them into plays, and we've been putting them on. And these plays are both available at the university, where we invite our community to come watch, but also schools. We outreach to a lot of schools, and we make sure that they can then come and enjoy them. So we support all of that. We bring kids to our campus, but we also know that not everyone can do that, so we go there. You may go, how is this important to me? The reason why it's important is because students are able to be involved. Santa Clara students and faculty staff are all involved in making this process, coming up with ideas with us, working with us on a team, and participating and bringing that arts or social justice to everyone. And because arts or social justice and arts are accessible for all, across all social boundaries, it's one of those amazing universal languages that gives you a voice to all individuals and communities and why you guys love the arts. It's so important that you go to a university that offers something like that, that brings the arts to you. You get to participate it, not just for academic purposes, but also to participate in your community and express that. Another thing that we do at SCU Presents is we bring in visiting artists. So this in particular here is Recyclone by Martin Taylor Chromophones. You can see our director Butch is in the image as well, Butch Coyne. And this particular project we brought to campus was an interactive sculpture tower made of recycled plastic bottles. And we work really hard to work with our community and the Santa Clara community to also bring to light the eco fashion show and the climate change. Like I said, it's part of visiting artists. We also bring other visiting artists that aren't necessarily all related to arts or social justice. We do bring in traveling comedy troupes, big performers, Capital Steps, and more. So we highly recommend you enjoy the arts on campus because we want you guys to get a diverse engagement with it. Now we have strength in numbers. We have 4 venues. Our Louis B. Mayer Theater is our biggest venue on campus. It holds over 575 people in the room. We have our music recital hall, which is absolutely gorgeous, and holds over 250. Fess Parker Studio, which is what we call our black box theater. It's very small, but it's interchangeable. It can host up to 80 to 120 people. And it's really, really great. And our Mission Santa Clara, which is probably one of the most beautiful things on campus that we have. That is our beautiful church. And we host a lot of our music events in there, which is nice. That Festival of Lights, which I'm going to be talking about, our annual one, will be performed in there every year. Over 88,000 in attendance just in our events alone. However, at SCU Presents, we also host 337 annual events total and counting for rentals as well, and university events. So we do all of it. That means that you could work with us, you could attend an event that's not necessarily an academic event, it could be anything else on campus, but we're here to support and we're here to make you guys as performers look great. They connect us and provide us with a powerful and communal means to collaborate, explore, understand, and celebrate humanity and that of others. It's super important that you guys have the opportunity to participate in art, but also have an opportunity to attend art. And that is something that I also want to talk about, that you as a student at the university gets an opportunity to do. We have a thing on campus that is a Bronco exclusive membership called the Bronco Arts Card. This allows you to have complimentary tickets to over 37 department theater, dance, and music events throughout the year. And you also get first access to special events from the film department, art and art history, poetry events, and more. This card essentially is like a one-time payment, a low payment for students, especially because it's discounted heavily for students. And you get a low payment and you can attend all events. We have a 4-year one and a 1-year one. And it's really, really great because you get complimentary ticket exchanges and you can attend an event. Whether you're a performer on stage, and you're like, I don't need to do this, I'm always gonna be in the shows, you can still get your ticket for anybody else, a friend, a family member, a professor, who knows, though they get free tickets. You can also get, as a friend, you may be like, oh, well, I mean, I like the arts, but I don't need to go. Fun fact, I guarantee you'll probably have someone who is a friend in the performing arts, and you'll be so thankful that you can get these tickets at a discounted rate, because like I said, it's a one low price, and then all of a sudden you can go to all of our events versus paying an individual student ticket every single event that you attend. And you are also, like I said, exclusive access to Bronco Arts and special promotions and giveaways. Now, upcoming, we're very excited to announce that we have Polar Bears, Black Boys, and Prairie Fringe Orchids by Vincent Terrell Durham coming And Arts for Social Justice will be co-sponsoring this by bringing an actress, Rebecca Cox, to it, which is very, very exciting. And it will be streamed virtually November 6th through the 8th, directed by Aldo Billingsley. Right now, I highly encourage you guys, every Wednesday, tomorrow included, we have Music at Noon performing virtually via YouTube. You can find all that information on our website at scupresents.org. Tomorrow is Basma and Ava. I highly recommend it. It's all different diverse music for you to enjoy for 1 hour, 15 minutes every noon. We also do these in person when we're in our normal, I guess, university setting. But right now we're very excited where you get to stream all of these performers to your homes. And Polar Bears will also be streamed as well. Coming up, which is just announced, 21st Annual Festival of Lights Choral Concert will be happening, which is our wonderful, beautiful performances from the Mission Church. Our students will be having pre-recordings that we will be doing virtually. They will be pre-recording in their homes and also recordings from past events that will be all involved into this beautiful, gorgeous way to get you into the holiday spirit. Combined music ensemble performance will be occurring, and choreographer's gallery. Those are the 3 that we are currently announcing. However, there will always be more. So I highly encourage you to join us. Visit us at scupresents.org or follow us at SCU Presents on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even LinkedIn and YouTube is where we post a lot of our videos. And I highly recommend it. I also, like I said, put a Google form into your chat so that you can access that. Now, enough of that. If you have questions, please go ahead and type them in the chat, or you can't see the Google form. That's a good thing. It's at the very top up here. Let me re-click it. There is the Google form. If you had joined us late, that is the video that really tells us all from the students for you guys who we are and what we're about. Of course, you're welcome. So do I have any questions, queries, concerns? You can type them in the chat, or I can unmute you. How has the theater been in COVID? That's a really good question. So right now, all of our theaters, our physical theaters, are all closed. We are located in California, and we are located in the Bay Area. We are following all guidelines from the state and county, so all of our theaters are unfortunately closed at the moment. However, we are all still producing art. So in the fall, we put on The Revolutionists digitally, which was amazing and kind of a crazy feat. We had performers from the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States of America all in the performance, and it was live streamed virtually. And then we also took that recording and we restreamed it as well. All of our musicians are also doing things like that as well, either pre-recorded or not. So we're still getting art out there. Students are still able to participate in the art with their professors, but in person right now is not allowed per to our state and county guidelines. But we really do hope that in the future we can have you all come back. We're always prepping to make sure that it's going to be a safe environment when we are going to come back. Yes, so the question was, just to clarify, anyone is able to audition for shows, not just those studying in the department. That is correct. Now, that is for all theater and dance performances. You can audition for any of those productions. You can also, for the music ensembles, you do have to enroll in the classes, but you don't have to be proficient necessarily. So depending on the ensemble, there are different levels of ensembles you can participate in. So depending on the different levels of ensembles, that's for that. Those are for the performances. For the film, art and art history, and English poetry, those are a little bit different. Art and art history, I think you have to be enrolled in the class to have a presented piece. But I would definitely contact the chair, Andrea Papas, and ask her that, or Mitch. She is also amazing. For film, you do have to be a student to use the equipment and participate in the films, in the creation of the films. We host all of the films pretty much at our music recital hall, and we do free film nights. One of the big things that we're very excited about is we do their film nights, and we also support the SCU LGBTQA+ event in February, where we host all of the films for that, and that's very, very fun for us as well. So, and then we host their Genesis Film Festival, but you don't have to be a student, a major. For non-majors, what type of opportunities are there for those looking to do technical sides of performances? So there are a lot. One opportunity, you can work for SCU Presents, and we work technical sides of events. So that's one opportunity if you're not a major. Another is enrolling in the class. So if you're interested in technical opportunities, meaning behind the stage, whether that's stage management, whether that's sound design, lighting design, and things like that, for some events, you don't have to be enrolled in the classroom to be part of those events. For others, you do. That is a question that I would definitely contact the theater and dance department to clarify which performances they require you to be in their classes or not. But if you don't want to be enrolled in the classes, or if you can't be enrolled in the classes, you can be involved in all the technicals as well through us at SCU Presents. How do dance classes work? You audition for dance classes. So you don't audition, that's not right. You go into the dance classes, you register for them. There are prerequisites for some of them. If you have a lot of experience, they can put you in higher levels. And that's, once again, another question I would definitely go to Ruth McCusco or David Popoliski, who's the chair at Theater and Dance, and ask specific questions about their dance programs and offerings. David especially is the chair, but he's also a modern dance teacher, professor. So that's really, really important for you guys to know that for dance students. I know that you can audition as a non-major to be in the dance program. So we host 2 performances a year that are big, which are Choreographers Gallery in the fall of the first quarter and Images in the winter quarter. We have smaller performances, which are throughout the year, that are kind of like your senior project. And you don't have to be a major to audition for those performances. Okay, are you allowed to take art as a 5th or 6th class, or are you capped at 4 classes? You are allowed to take art beyond the 4 classes. You have to have a special password and signature to get in, though. So you have to talk to the individual department chairs usually. It's called overloading. And you're only allowed to overload so much over. So for instance, I know as a music major, I overloaded a lot because when you take private lessons or do ensembles, those aren't necessarily a lot of credits. They're like 1 credit or 2 credits. So they allow you to overload those because those are extracurriculars. So I know a lot of my friends were engineer majors who were also musicians because they overloaded all of their stuff. So that's definitely allowed at Santa Clara University. Another question is, how often do students in the arts programs double major? Often. So I didn't double major myself. I double minored. So I had an art history minor and an anthropology minor. I know a lot of people, though, who did double major, music and biology, and engineers usually single major, but they would minor in music. So it is common. For theater and dance, it's also very, very common, and same with art and art history. It all depends on what you're capable on your load, if that makes sense. How much you're able to fit into your schedule mentally and emotionally and physically handle doing all of that. And I also recommend looking at classes that double dip and triple dip. So some classes double dip and triple dip. That means that they follow into your either your majors, your minors, or even your core classes. So I highly recommend looking at what classes cover things that you are required by SCU to take, as well as double dipping into others. but it is very common in the arts program. All right, let me take a look. What is the standard auditions format for major school productions? So once again, I highly recommend contacting the theater and dance program, Ruth and David Popoliski, Ruth McCusko, to know more about it. But from my understanding is that they put out an audition notice and you all can come in and perform. Usually a standard one is monologue for plays. They may ask for movement as well, reading scenes at callbacks, depending. For musicals, it's song, potentially dance call, and monologues as well. So those are standard. For virtual formats, I believe it's a submission video at the moment, but I know that some programs are also allowing you in the theater and dance program to do like if they're small enough, they will allow like live auditions. So it really, really depends on who and what department you're looking in. For the music department, from my knowledge, they allow students who are right now virtually auditioning if they wanted to get into a higher level ensemble. But I also know that they have ensembles that are not audition required. So that's a possibility. Art history classes are really, really fun. So there's a wide variety of art history classes. I highly recommend talking to Andrea Papas about it and her team and Mitch. The art history classes range from my experience as a student many years ago, they range from, way back, all the way to Neolithic stuff, all the way up to the Renaissance period. They have blanketed ones that you can, and I had a couple of those that double dipped into our core requirements. And then they have some that are really narrowed down, which helped me with my anthropology and art history requirements. And I actually studied abroad in Italy and got to double dip in some of my art history classes because I took art history there and music there as well. So you really can nuance it and have emphasis in it, depending on your particular desire of art history. So that's my knowledge of it. But once again, I highly recommend you go and talk to Andrea or Mitch personally and email them. Seriously, email them and ask them questions, get to know them better. I highly, highly recommend that because they're the experts in their own programs. That's just from my perspective as a past student, but they're a lot of fun. Like I said, they double dipped a lot. I took art history classes that also double dipped into anthropology, and some of my anthropology classes double dipped into religion required classes. So it was really, really nice to like get through all of them. So where are you? The question is, where are your classes for art history? Mostly based on analysis and projects instead of memorization of names and dates. So depending on the classes. So some of them were definitely more analysis and projects. Those are more what I would consider upper div classes. So the lower div classes, meaning the beginning classes, were more memorization. However, they did heavily include analysis and projects into the different types of art. So a funny example I can actually attest to is when I took a Renaissance class and we were discussing Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, you look at it at a projector or on a screen, and it truly, truly doesn't give you justice until you actually see it in person. And I was definitely going, we would do analysis of it and understand it, and then all the details about not just the art itself, the creation of the art, how it's made, but also who the artist was. And then it was very fun to see like it in person later in life when I got to study abroad, because Santa Clara University has an amazing study abroad program, and I highly recommend you look into that as well. Though I know that international students also study abroad too, just so you know. I have international student friends who also studied abroad in other countries as well. So I highly recommend looking into the international students in the study abroad programs on campus. They could also be part of it. That's very common for juniors, through third years or juniors to go study abroad at Santa Clara University. Okay, are there any other questions? Any other questions? Nope. Okay, so I once again highly recommend you to follow us on all of our social media, because that is an opportunity for you guys to be in the music knowledge, theater and dance knowledge, art and art history, film, English poetry is our emphasis for that, for English department. I highly recommend that you follow us on social media. We have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter. We also post on LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn, which helps you connect to other people in our community. And last but not least, I also recommend you join on that Google form. We will make sure that you get email notifications and truly, truly watch our virtual performances this fall. They were really successful in the spring. We did do them all in the spring. We did a play and we did a couple music performances, jazz and choral. I highly recommend that you tune in for this quarter as well, because our professors and our students are really, really excited. So the Google form is up above in the chat. I will post it one more time for everyone. Here you go. That Google form is what basically you can tell us all about your interests and we can get you involved. Also remember, as students, you guys have that opportunity if you do end up coming to Santa Clara University to get a Bronco Arts card, which gives you access. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch anything about athletics, athletics also does something similar called Rough Riders, where you get tickets to go to all of the games on campus. So we at the arts also do the same thing. And like I said, you get exclusive benefits if you're interested in art and art history, film, English poetry, visiting artists, arts for social justice, and more. And like I said, I'm going to just say it again, for technical, you can work with us, you can work behind the scenes. I highly recommend, if you have more academic questions, to contact the academics themselves. And let me pop that screen up super quick for you guys one more time so you can gather that information. Let me get it really, really quick. So you can gather that information on who you need to contact. Let me pop that up. Okay, so these are all of the departments. These are their contact information. If you have more questions in regards to the actual academic side of things, these are the ones that you want to contact. Dave Popolitsky, dpopolitsky at scu.edu for the Department of Theater and Dance. Department of Music, Bruno Riviero, music at scu.edu. Department of Communication, Film, Michael Wayland, communication at scu.edu. Department of Art and Art History, Andrea Papas, papas at scu.edu. Department of English Poetry, Phyllis Brown, but the contact for the Santa Clara Review, which is the magazine and newspaper on campus, is Maya Jeffa, jjeffa at scu.edu. So I highly recommend that you all go and look up those people and contact them, email them as well. But remember, we're here for you at SCU Presents as well, for any of the events that you want to participate in. So I really, really am thankful that you all could join us today. I'm sorry that my co-host couldn't get on, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. My name is Alexandra Lopiano, and I'm going to stick my email in the chat, okay? So here is my email. You're welcome to email me if you have any further questions. You're also welcome to join our email lists for all of the information at SCU. I hope that you guys can go to more open house events, learn more about SCU, and hopefully apply. And I hope that I get to see you all as a future Bronco here. Thanks for joining. Have a good day.